Hi there, YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about why rich people always expect others to pay for the things that they want. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Well, I don't know what it's like where you are, but here in the UK, we are constantly bombarded with, charity fundraising events or celebrities championing some charity or other, or some Z-list celebrity, or even an A-list celebrity on occasion, will say, I'm in my neighbourhood and it needs, I grew up here and I owe my life to this place and everything's really based around here. And, this such and such a place, maybe it's a civic centre or something, or a local football team, they really need £20,000 in order to survive, or this or that or the other. And you think to yourself, or sometimes you'll get adverts or commercials where they say, you'll get a collection of them and they'll all say, we all need to stand together and do X, Y and Z, which invariably involves asking the public for money. Now, the amusing thing about this is the amounts required. Sometimes they are insane amounts. Like in years gone by, we had Live Aid, which was basically, give us all your money because we want to save starving African children. Other videos about that, I think if I haven't already done them, they may be around at some point. But most of the time, they are small goals, which have a very defined level. They want to raise money, as I say, they want to raise money for a new community centre. They want to raise money for, a remembrance garden of some description. And I'm not suggesting that the suggestions for what the money is wanted for are not valid. What annoys me is you'll see 20 celebrities and they'll basically, if you add together the amount that's wanted, maybe they want, something that's going to cost £1 million, let's say. And they get a dozen A-list Hollywood celebrities or footballers or sports people to say, basically, give us your money so that we can do this. And you think to yourself, well, you've got 10 Hollywood A-listers there. You only want £1 million. Why not? Why doesn't each one of those 10 Hollywood A-listers give $100,000? Because clearly they care about the situation. And your job is done. They get to crow about giving money to charity. They can write it off against tax. And the rest of us who haven't got huge amounts of money can go about our business, knowing that, Grunge United have now got their new stadium and everyone's happy. It just annoys me that rich people expect others to pay for things. Now, the reason for this recording is because of a news article, which hopefully, if I've got it right, link will be in the description below, where in the UK, Prince William and Prince Harry have decided that they want to commemorate Princess Diana, their mother, with a statue. And they want it to be in a public space. So, because they don't think that really we've commemorated Princess Diana enough. It's coming up to 20 years since her untimely death in Paris. And I'm not going to get into any of the politics of the good or bad, pluses or minuses of Diana. Totally different, totally irrelevant. But the two princes, now, they're not poor. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to raise money for this statue. And I'm sure the statue's wonderful, and I'm sure, where they're going to put it, yes. It's for the people, but they're going to put it in the public grounds of Kensington Palace. I'll just point out at this point, that's where I think William lives. So what you're basically saying is, I want money to make a statue. So I want money off you so that I can buy a statue of my mother to put in my front garden. You're welcome to come and look at it if you want. But basically, I think I want to commemorate my mother. So I want a statue and I want it in my front garden. Now, I suppose we should be glad they have pointed out that it's not going to be funded by the taxpayer. I approve of this. But they've said it's going to be done by public donations. In other words, these two members of royalty, these two phenomenally wealthy people, want everybody else to pay for a commemoration of their mother. Now, again, I'm not making any comment about the way that Diana affected the world. You know, she did have an effect, whether it was plus or minus, different conversation. But we've in the UK, certainly, you know, we have commemorated her. We've had a few, you know, there's been memorial gardens planted by councils all over the country. There was a rather bizarre decision to have a commemorative fountain in one of our London parks, because then children would be allowed to look at the fountain and play in the fountain, and Diana loved children. So that was the idea of that. But basically, we've done our bit for commemorating Diana, and it was 20 years ago, which is a long time ago, really, even for somebody who did have an effect like Diana. But you know, this isn't the nation deciding that they would like to have another commemoration. This is the kids of the woman. So it literally is, I've seen how you've all commemorated her, but I want my mum commemorated with a statue. Now I want you to pay for it. And that just annoys me. Now, full disclosure, I will not be putting into it, purely because I think they are wealthy enough of their own and they can pay for it. Again, I have nothing against William and Harry. As people, they're absolutely fine, and I hope they live long, rich and happy lives, you know, and everything goes fine for them. But they've got the money. If they want to do the commemorating, they should pay for the statue. Why should other people pay for something where basically, you know, the people have already done their commemorating? Love it or loathe it, we've already paid for our bit. So and no doubt people will, but it's not going to be a huge amount. I mean, I don't know how much statues cost, but it can't be more than, I don't know, I'm going to have to pick a figure out of the air. It couldn't possibly be more than a couple of £100,000. Maybe it's even less. Maybe it's only going to be £30,000 or £40,000 for a statue. Bearing in mind the huge amount of prestige and publicity that the sculptor will eventually get, so the fee will probably be reduced so they can use the information for publicity. Please bear in mind, they won't need to go through all sorts of rules and regulations, because it's being put basically, like I say, in the grounds of Kensington Palace, which is where they live. So it literally is in their front garden. If I wanted to put a statue in my front garden, it wouldn't cost me anything. I don't have to arrange for planning applications or anything clever and complicated like that. You know, they don't have to buy the land. The land is there. The land is free. There's no additional fees. It's just a matter of paying a sculptor and then paying for it to be installed. So it's not a huge cost, but it just annoys me where people who have a vested interest in something spend other people's money to fulfill their own dreams. Thank you.